Coogs house, welcome back. And you remember those Marcus Sasser t-shirts we keep on talking about every so often? Well, let's get ready to talk about them with a surprise guest.
You are Locked On Coogs, your daily podcast on the Houston Cougars, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Coogs, daily podcast about your Houston Cougars. I'm your host, Houston-born teacher and coach Parker Aintreth, here to break down all things Cougs. If you're a U of H fan or just a hater come to stop by, please be sure to hit subscribe down below. Make sure you get the podcast in your feed each day. That way you can make us your first listen of the day each and every single day. We're here to talk with Luis Lemus. But Luis, I got to point out, we've been saying on YouTube, and welcome to the YouTube if that's where you're finding us, that once we get to 250 subscribers, we're going to purchase someone in the audience that comments on videos a Marcus Sasser t-shirt. I have the comic book one on myself right now. I think the more popular one with the young folks is probably I keep calling it a rock band style t-shirt. There's probably a better name for it than that, but that's what comes to my head. There's also a cool skeleton design that has come out since I bought mine. So I may be making a return visit to the shop. There's also a more generic Cougar basketball with everyone's name. A Jarris Walker shirt just dropped. Luis, you're the student, the artiste, the designer. How are you doing this evening?
Doing good. Everything's been going well. A lot of creativity flowing through.
And you are, as we speak, wrapping up the semester at U of H. And I got to ask, did you have any idea when you first started at U of H that you'd be, enrolled to watch the number one team in the country playing basketball?
I mean, to me, that's still mind-blowing. I remember my first year here was the year we had, Rob Gray was our star, Galen Robinson, Armani Brooks. It was a team with a lot of talent, and obviously, Kelvin Sampson believed in them. I just kind of went because I was like, there's a basketball team at my school. Why am I not going to go support them? And I went, and I was like, this team's good. This coach is good. This team's good. But I didn't ever think we would be a number one while I was still going to be a student. So it's honestly kind of a dream come true, because for UH basketball, I was crazy since the start.
Gotcha. You clearly leaned into basketball with the designs here. Have you always been a basketball fan? Was something you found at UH?
So growing up, I had two older brothers, and they both went to Georgetown. So they used to go see it was a college basketball school. They used to go see Roy Hibbert, Otto Porter, Greg Monroe, and that was their players. So growing up, I would watch Georgetown basketball. And then, so I guess coming into the University of Houston, it was my brothers got to experience that. They said it was super fun. I enjoyed watching that when I was little. So I'm going to go do it at my own school too. But no, yeah, definitely basketball is the sport I like watching the most.
Gotcha. So you've got these cool t-shirt designs. At what point did you know you had this urge to make Houston Cougar basketball themed merch?
Honestly, I think since my very first year here, I made a really basic, looking back on it now, it was a really bad, ugly design, but it was a Rob Gray t-shirt. Because I wanted to make stuff that I could wear for myself, and I was I want to wear it because I want to have something that's cool, because I just feel the UH bookstore merch sometimes isn't always the coolest to have. So I was I want to do something for myself, and I made a really bad Rob Gray shirt, and then he signed it, and I was that's super cool. And throughout the years, I would make posters during the Corey Davis time, the Grimes time, I'd make posters for the team, and then it just got to me, and I was it's my last year here. I want to make it something memorable. I want to make shirts of these players, and it was just initially for myself. I was I want to do it for myself and just print these shirts out. And so I just designed the Sasser one, printed it out, wore it to a game, and everyone was that shirt is so cool. Where'd you get it? And people were stopping me, and I was people are stopping me to tell me my shirt is cool. I was that's crazy. So then that kind of just gave me the confidence boost to say, let's do something more with this. And I reached out to like Sasser about it, and he was super nice about it, really cool. And I got his mom like two complimentary shirts just for like as a thank you.
Completely. So if you're looking for the shirt in the store, it's at H-Town 1927 on Etsy. That's also the Instagram name you can follow for all the latest on the artwork. Okay, so admittedly, I'm 30. Talk to me. Where does this design come from? Because I feel like this is really popular these days. This like rock band style T-shirt with like the lightning bolts, the dark. It's a little bit washed looking, like it's out of the 90s. Oversized, thicker cotton. But it's also, you got like Marcus Sasser with the trophy in the middle, hitting jump shots, talking trash. Where did this design come from in your head?
So I guess it says Houston. Honestly, I feel when you see it, like it's very rough. And personally, like I like a lot of like the streetwear and going to like vintage shops, like pop-up shops, and seeing like a lot of that vintage clothes. And I just see it does have like a large audience, especially I guess in like the younger group right now. And I was like, I've seen it be done with like other NBA players. And I was like, well, no one's done it for college basketball. And we have like the #1 team, the star in our hands. Like, let's do it for him too. And it was just making it like a vintage look. And it was kind of like, it's a little bit difficult process to accomplish because those shirts naturally turn vintage and cracked and rusted. So I had to like add the effect for it to crack in a sense and look like a little older and washed. So that was definitely something, but I don't know. That's definitely been the most popular one for sure though.
Gotcha. I think it's fascinating because like it takes me back to like my childhood. It's obviously come back around a little bit. It's certainly not the only one. I obviously also went with more. It's not quite Marvel, but it's very much the comic book theme. There's a skeleton with flames and stuff also. Do you have because I see all three of those as very different. Do you have a singular base you're building on, or are you just trying to appeal all the audiences?
I think for now, it's just honestly trying to appeal to all the audiences and just trying to like get the attention of as many people as I can by letting people pick which shirt they like the most. And I mean, slowly but surely, people have been starting to like now like have an interest in other shirts other than just the Marcus Sasser vintage looking one. So I don't know. For now, I think it's just reaching all audiences. But I think if anything I've noticed is the most successful one is that vintage one. And it looks like we're going to have to, I mean, I've gotten a request already. Someone messaged like my girlfriend actually, and they told her like, can you ask the designer to make a Jarace Walker vintage shirt? And I was like, okay, now we have another one that we have to do. But no, yeah.
Well, and so you've got a couple Sasser designs. The one that has like a cartoonish, I guess you could argue he's muscular like Jarace Walker, but a muscular like Houston Cougar cartoon dunking on the front with all their names on the back. Jarace Walker is posed in front of what are stars, and I think that's fairly apt. What else do you have in the works here? What else can you tell us without giving too much away?
I can say definitely Shed will be one of the more that I think are going to get developed pretty soon with like more shirts, more varieties. Talked to him already and also very supportive. So I think the Shed's going to be one of the ones that I'm going to move forward with the most next. And I think, I don't know, something big might happen real soon, most likely. And I guess one positive thing too that just happened today actually is I think I might be able to be printing from Houston now, because I was printing through a third party, which is not the most ideal thing, but now I'm going to have it Houston based. So that's going to be awesome and looking forward to that.
Oh, that is awesome. So talk to me about this. If you're like, you're looking at Jamal Shed next and more players, you keep mentioning like, Shed messaged me, Sasser messaged me, somebody messaged my girlfriend, etc. Since this all started and you wore that shirt to that one game at this point a few weeks ago, what's the craziest like DM or reach out you've gotten that you can tell us about?
The craziest one. Well, personally, I think the one that I was like most surprised about was Jero liked the Sasser shirt, the vintage one, and I was like, that's kind of wild. It got to Jero, and Jero's is like, I like that shirt. But I think that, and I've gotten like also just people give me like other ideas, which is great. Like they're feeding me ideas. But one of them was to even potentially start. This is just harder to do, but to start reaching out to like alumni, like Grimes, for example, and get him in the mix. Like make a shirt of like a vintage looking shirt for Grimes and something like that. And I think that would look really cool too. But it's obviously harder to to accomplish.
For sure. I mean, at this point, Kelvin Sampson's built a program where there's several players you can go with here. All right, so you're finishing up the semester. Do you graduate in May? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
All right, so is this what you're looking to get into? Is this a passion project that we're just going to run with? What are you thinking here?
Definitely something I'm not going to let go of. Like it's clear, like I've seen the impact it's had like just from something that was really small, just making like a Sasser shirt. So obviously the more I grow, the more people I'll reach, more kids are going to be coming into UH, more the UH fan base is just going to keep growing. So it's definitely something I'm going to continue doing, but I gotta go with architecture still. 5 years of school was a lot of architecture, so might as well put the degree into good use too. But definitely gonna always keep coming up with designs.
Well, and there's something similarly creative, right? So, well, Luis, obviously, we're going to throw the link to the Etsy shop in the description, so please check that out below. But where can people find you and your artwork, and where can people get in contact with you if they've got good ideas?
I'd honestly just say Instagram, just through the Instagram DMs. I'll open all of them. Like sometimes they might hide because I have like a business profile, so they'll hide, but then I have to like go and open them through a different area. But no, yeah, through Instagram I'll always open them. On Facebook I'm actually kind of active through like alumni groups, which I'm not even an alumni, but I've gotten into those groups now since I've been through so many years of school. But yeah, I'm relatively active there, and sometimes like throw in the designs and people compliment them.
Well, and so we'll put your handle there for people to find. They can get a hold of you on Instagram at htown1927. Obviously, the year the school was founded, right? That's an important year in the city of Houston. Luis, thank you for coming on so much to talk to us. We're excited to, promote the brand, support the U of H, support yourself. And also, the fans, once they announced that we're going to be the company, we're going to be giving away a T-shirt at 250 subscribers. We've got up to almost 150 very quickly. That was incentive enough to subscribe.
No, yeah, I've been seeing those numbers go up quick. I'm like, it's coming.
Oh, well, and we're happy to give people shirts. We'll obviously put the link in below so people can get their own if they want, Sass or Walker, or you want to check out when the Shed one drops or whatever. But more on the way for sure. We're looking to see them fill up the stadium. Fertitta Center is going to be rocking on Saturday against Alabama. If you're listening to this after the fact, we hope that it rocked, I guess, against Alabama. Yeah. But, we'll see a bunch of these white Sasser shirts and the white Jarris Walker shirts around the stadium, I'm sure.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, Luis. Thank you so much for stopping on. Remember, you can download and subscribe to the podcast. Get it each and every day, the latest in the Coogs all year long. Check out Luis's artwork online. Go get a T-shirt or 4. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Locked On Coogs is the proud member of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, in our case, the #1 team in the country. Every day. Go Coogs, Luis.
Go Coogs.